All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Elaine Christian, and I'm a Sustainability Program Coordinator with the City of West Palm Beach Office of Sustainability. I'm excited to kick off the WPB City Nature Photo Challenge with you today. I'm going to go over what exactly the City Nature Photo Challenge is, and also how to use iNaturalist. So if you're new to iNaturalist, we'll go over all the details there. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box, or you can also save them for the end when we have Q&A. You can unmute yourself and we can have some conversations. And all right, so I'm going to try and keep my eye. You may see me pause throughout this to let people into the room because we still have that waiting room open. So disregard that if you see me pause for a second, but let's go ahead and dive right in. So the City Nature Challenge is an international effort for people to find and document plants and wildlife in cities across the globe. So it's a BioBlitz style competition where cities are in contest with each other. So the goal is to see who can show the most wildlife in your area, including wild plants, animals, insects, mushrooms, fish, turtles, really everything. So we want to show off West Palm Beach's amazing wildlife diversity and also our unique ecosystems. And here you can see in 2020, disregard my dog, he's decided he needed to scratch. But in 2020, you can see all the participating cities that were across the globe. So you can see it's not just here in Florida, just all over the globe, people are participating. So this is just from 2020. And also the collective results from 2020 here. So over 800,000 observations and over 40,000 people who were taking part in the 2020 City Nature Challenge. Also cool to note that there were 1,300 rare or endangered threatened species that were documented too. So that's really cool. We actually were not able, we missed the deadline to participate in the actual City Nature Challenge for 2021, but we are still having our own West Palm Beach photo challenge. So we won't be actually a part of the collective results this year, but we still want to collect the data and observations for our city during this time period as well. So just keep that in mind. Next year, we will be participating and we will be able to add to this collective data that's being captured here. And let's see. All right, so there's nature that is all around us. So even in our cities and our downtown areas, so knowing what species are in our city and where they are helps us study and protect them. But the only way we do this is by all of us working together to find and document the nature in our area. So participating in the City Nature Challenge, not only do you learn more about local nature that's around us, but you can also make your city a better place. So for you and for the other species. And in West Palm Beach, we have 55 park locations. So you can see here on the map, they're all kind of pinpointed there. You can find more. You can just do a simple Google search or also on our webpage, wpb.org and Parks and Recreation. You can find all the details for the different parks that we have. And also don't want to forget about Grassy Waters Preserve. So if you look over here to the west a little bit, you're going to see Grassy Waters Preserve. So if you have not been out to Grassy Waters, I definitely recommend it. It's a great place to spot wildlife. You have some of the nature trails down here to the south, and there are also some nature trails to the north here as well. So definitely a great area. You can see by this picture here in the middle, that was taken out at Grassy Waters, and there's so much out there. So definitely a great place to visit in all of our parks as well. So really the basics behind the photo challenge and even just using iNaturalist in general. So what you're doing is you're making your observations, you're recording your observations by taking a photo. It can be either with your mobile device or with a camera. You want to share it. So you're going to share it on iNaturalist. We'll get to that a little bit later. And you'll also discuss your findings, and we're going to touch on that too, but I just want to kind of go over the basics right now. So the most important step is going to be to create an account. So if you don't have an account yet, you want to visit not WPB, I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying our webpage, but iNaturalist.org. So you can click and log in or sign up. Or you can also download the iNaturalist mobile app as well on your phone. I have found that on my phone is the easiest because I can just use my camera right there and use the app. But if you prefer to upload your photos to your computer. You can log on there and upload them that way. So either way works. You just want to make sure you have an account. That's a very important step. And we just went over that, but once you've made your account, it's also important to add yourself to our iNaturalist project. So our project is WPB City Nature Photo Challenge. And I'll go over the specifics on how to actually add yourself to a project in just a second. But it's important to note too that our project is only active from April 16th, so today, through May 13th. So all of your observations should be made in this time period. All right, so how to join the project. I hope this isn't too small. I hope you all can see this. But if you're on your mobile device, you're going to have, once you download the app, you're going to have this little icon here in the top left-hand corner that looks like a green bird with a white background. So you'll open that app, you'll open the iNaturalist app. When you open it up, you're gonna see this middle top photo here. If you have any observations, they'll be listed there. If you do not have any observations yet, you won't see anything, and that's fine. But you'll want to look for these three little dots here in the bottom right-hand corner. When you click on those three dots, it's going to open this page all the way to the right on the top here. You'll want to click on projects, and then you'll click on the magnifying glass. If you have already joined any projects though, it'll be listed right here under joined. You'll want to click on the magnifying glass though, so that you can search for the WPB City Nature Photo Challenge here in the bottom middle picture. So you'll type that in, you'll click on it, and when you click on it, it'll open this page to join our challenge. So you'll want to make sure you hit join. And once you join, that's pretty much all you really have to do other than making your observations. Your observations are actually going to be automatically added to the project as long as they're within Palm Beach County and they're within the time frame that our project is. So you really don't have to do much more with the project situation there until the end, when you want to see if you are the top contributor, of course. So just to kind of go over what an observation is. So an observation is going to record an encounter with an individual organism at a particular time and location. So when you make an observation, you're going to record, of course, who you are. So that's going to be on your iNaturalist account. It's going to know who you are. You're going to want to record where you saw it. So that's really important too, because our project is only in, we want to stay within the West Palm Beach area, but our project is also open to Palm Beach County. But if you were to go to, say, like Martin County or somewhere else outside of Palm Beach County, it will notice that and it will not include that with our project for Palm Beach County. So just keep that in mind. You also, of course, want to record what you saw, and we're going to get into identifications a little bit later. You want to record when you saw it. So the date of your encounter is very important. So the date that you actually made the observation, not the date that you actually upload it to iNaturalist. And if you're out hiking and you're taking a bunch of photos and you don't want to deal with the app and everything and uploading right then and there, you can wait until later to upload your photos. That's totally fine. But I suggest doing it within the same day, because I often forget where exactly I took the photo and when it was and all that. So just keep that in mind. And down here, it says evidence of what you saw. So most of your observations are probably going to be photos. I've only encountered a handful of sound observations, but that is an option. Most people, I believe, do only contribute photos, but again, the sound option is there for you as well. All right, so again, you can add your observations to the iNaturalist app on the spot. So while you're taking a photograph through the app, and I'll show you these different screens in just a second. Again, you can come back after you've gone out hiking or walking or wherever you've been, even out shopping. I mean, I see birds on top of cars and parking lots all the time. So you never know when you're gonna see a wild animal. You'd also want to note, if your camera or mobile phone records your GPS, all you need to do is really take the photo. If it does not, if you have that turned off, and I know a lot of people do just for privacy purposes, you'll want to just note the exact location, maybe in a notebook, or even if you have an app on your phone, like for notes, that's a good way to note the location too. So then you can come back and put that information in later. So Also, what makes a good observation is very important. So you can, if you can, take several photos from different angles. And I know that's not always going to be possible, especially if you have if you're observing. I know I tried for so long to get a photo of a white peacock butterfly, and they move around so fast, and it would land on a flower, and then I'd go up close, and then all of a sudden it'd fly away. So it was really difficult for me to get that photo, but I made sure I got a photo of the wings, kind of laid out so I could really tell the pattern on it. So I could get a good identification photo for that. So I understand that sometimes the different angles and multiple photos may not be possible, but try your best. And sometimes both an up close photo and also a context photo can help. So kind of even when we're talking about trees, for instance, so if you have an up close photo of the leaves and then like kind of a photo a little bit back so we can see the whole tree, that's really helpful as well. And we have someone else joining. Hold on one sec. All right. And also you want to make sure you have accurate location, time, and data information too. So all really important. And I have kind of a bunch of photos here to kind of give you an idea of what a good observation photo is. So when you're taking your photo, you want to make sure that, at least when you're uploading it, make sure that it's cropped in so that you're really focused in on what you're trying to identify. Sometimes if it's including a lot of other things, like a lot of other flowers, if you're trying to take a picture of maybe that zebra long-winged butterfly, and there are a bunch of other flowers, that are surrounding it, you may just want to crop the photo a little bit so you know specifically that you're trying to identify that zebra long-winged butterfly. And I have a red X over the cat because even if the kitty does live outside, it is not considered a wild organism. So we really want to stay away from pets or even zoo animals. Really look for those wild animals that are out there in nature. And I'm going to optimize for this video clip so we can get an idea of how to take better photos. All right. So, keep playing. All right. So that kind of gives you an idea of how to take some good photos. And again, you just want to choose your best up close photo of the organism. So once you have your photos, again, you'll want to upload them to iNaturalist, and you can ignore this step if if you're using the in-app camera, you ignore this step. But if you have taken your photos and you're uploading them later, you'll want to kind of tune into this. So these pictures here are showing what it looks like on the mobile version. So when you open up the iNaturalist app, there's an observe button at the bottom in the middle. And when you click observe, it will open this kind of black screen here on the left, but that screen will not actually be black. It'll actually be whatever your camera is facing. And so you can either take that photo right there in the app, or you can click where it's highlighted here or in a box here in kind of this yellow orange color. You can click that to open up your photo albums, and then you can choose which photos you'd like to upload. So after you choose your photo, click next, and then it'll bring you to this page. So you can also add more photos. You can click this little plus sign here in this box, and you can add in more photos as well. I think it allows you to add up to 4, but I may be wrong. I think I've only tried to add 4 at a time. And again, just a note on the GPS location. So if your camera or if your phone is not recording your GPS information and date information, just be sure to jot that down so that you can fill this in this highlighted area here. And also just make sure that your geo-privacy is open. You can set it to be obscured if you're concerned about people knowing like your exact location. You can set it to obscured, but it does help us know that sometimes I've seen in the past that it will actually obscure it outside of our project parameters. So it'll put it north of Palm Beach County sometimes if you're like in upper Palm Beach County. So it does help if you just set it to open, but again, if you're really concerned about it, you can set it to obscured as well, so it won't give the exact location. Let's see here. And adding the identification also is a very important part. So the iNaturalist has an artificial intelligence feature that tries to identify what you observed. So you can click this "What did you see" button right here. And you can see if it provides any observations or any names that are similar to yours. So it'll give you a list. I believe it's about 10 suggestions here for you. So you can look through there and say like, hey, this looks really close to what I'm looking at. And so you can choose that. And then once you choose it, you can hit share. After you hit share, it then kind of goes into this cloud almost of it goes onto a map, and then people can go in, other community members who are part of iNaturalist, even you could go in and look at other people's observations. But your observations need to be confirmed in a way. So there are other people who will go in and say, hey, yes, I agree. This is exactly what you thought it was. And they'll agree with you. And that adds more credibility to your observation. And I think after you get a few confirmations, it then becomes a research grade. So that's when your observation can be used for research as well. So that's pretty cool. And we also are going to be giving away a special prize pack to you guys. So for those who are making the most observations, here are some of the items that will be included in your prize pack. So we have these really cool ID cards for wildlife and also for trees and wildflowers. We have an Into Nature field guide and journal. We also have a tropical water bird ID guide as well, a water bottle, some native wildflower seeds, and also a really cool backpack, which I didn't have a picture of, but that will be included as well. So for the top 3 contributors, we will be giving away a special prize pack to you. So a little bit of a carrot there for you guys to get out there and look and see what observations you can make during this time period. And just don't forget to join. So don't forget to join our project, WPB City Nature Photo Challenge. This snapshot was taken last night. So you can see it was waiting to begin, but now it is active as of 8 a.m. this morning. It is active. So you guys can go out right now and start taking photos and uploading them. And if you need any help at all, you can always email sustainability@wpb.org. We'd be happy to help you. I know sometimes iNaturalist can be a little confusing sometimes. So again, we're always here to help. So if you have any questions or concerns, definitely just let us know and we'll help you out. And this video is just going to go over really everything that I've just talked about, but kind of in a more visually pleasing way, I think. So I'm going to play that. And I see someone asked about someone missed the first 7 minutes. We will be sharing a copy of the recording of today's presentation, so don't worry about that. Everyone who is registered today will get a copy of that. I'm also going to be sending out the video tutorial links as well to you guys, so you can watch them on your own if you need to. So don't worry if you missed any part of the presentation.
Okay, so you've installed the iNaturalist app and created an account. Time to get outside and record your first observation. Here's how to do it. Any living thing, like a plant, animal, or fungus, can be an observation on iNaturalist. Once you find something you'd like to record, Just tap Observe and take a photo. You can review your picture, then hit Next if it looks good. To identify it, hit What did you see? If you have an internet connection, iNaturalist will suggest 10 visually similar species and often a common ancestor. You can choose one of those or search for a species name. On this observation details screen, you can add more photos of the same organism or write a note. The date, time, and location have been automatically added. You can also change the geoprivacy of the observation, mark whether it's captive or cultivated, or add it to a project. Once you're finished, just hit Share and your observation will be uploaded for everyone to see and identify. That's it. Keep on exploring and sharing.
All right. And just before we get to questions, I do want to mention some of our other programs that we have through the Office of Sustainability. We do give away free rain barrels as well. So if you are interested in getting out in nature, you might be also interested in conserving water, and maybe you have a garden that you'd like to use that water for, to water and or to save water, and you can even wash your car with it too, with that water that's captured. So lots of great things that you can do with a rain barrel. They are 55-gallon rain barrels for City of West Palm Beach water customers. Our next giveaway is on May 12th. So if you're interested, go to wpb.org/savewater to register. We also have native tree giveaways as well. So that will provide habitat for all of the great animals and other species that are in our city. So a tree is a great addition to your yard if you have the room for it. So go to wpb.org/10ktrees. Our next giveaway is on April 24th at the West Palm Beach Green Market. We are also part of the Wyland National Mayor's Challenge for Water Conservation. So during the month of April, we are participating with cities all across the I think it's the US, not the world, but the US. And so we are currently 6th in place, and we want to get up to #1. So we want to be in that #1 spot. All you have to do is go to mywaterpledge.com and take your pledge. It only takes about 1 minute to do, and you can win $3,000 towards your home utilities. You can win gift cards. They do daily prizes as well. So definitely something great to take part in. And also you can choose a local charity to win a Toyota Highlander hybrid as well. So a great program to be a part of. And we also give away free vouchers for you to upgrade your toilets as well. So maybe something else that you'd be interested in. And you can go to wpb.org/savewater to check out the details for that. You know, older toilets can actually use up to like 5 to 7 gallons per flush. High efficiency toilets only use about 1.28 gallons per flush. So we're providing free $125 vouchers for you to upgrade your older toilets. And here's our information. Our main webpage is wpb.org/green. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WPB Green, and email us with any questions, concerns, comments, anything you'd like to throw out there. Sustainability@wpb.org is our email address. And now I'd love to open it up to questions. If anybody has any questions, I see we had something coming in the chat. You were trying to join and it isn't working. I don't know. Is it still giving you an issue, Laura? You can unmute yourself too if you guys would like.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, it is. I don't know what I downloaded iNaturalist and I found the project and oops, here, so you can see me. And I don't know. And I clicked join, but as soon as I get out of that main screen to add an observation, because you can't add anything within the project, right? Like you join the project and then you leave the screen and then it goes back to projects and I haven't joined any. So I'm clicking join and it's not sticking. So if anybody else on this call wants to try it, I don't know if it's just me and there's an issue with my phone, but.
Have you tried maybe closing out of the app and then reopening it? That may help.
But if anybody else has other questions, I don't want to monopolize, but it's not working for me.
I did get a
Oh, no.
question about the captive versus or captive and cultivated. So that is, like a captive animal. So again, we just want to avoid any animals that are, pets or again, zoo animals, things like that. And cultivated, as far as plants go, we are, I understand that some people have plants that are cultivated in their yards, but I would still just say that that's not cultivated and just keep it as a wild plant. I don't know. I have some things that pop up around my house that I didn't plant. They just kind of showed up. So I'm counting them as a wild organism and a wild species.
I would add, I'm also having the same issues with the app, not seeing the project. However, when I went onto the website, it does show that I joined, but it's not showing up on the app. And so if I try to like post a picture, so I just quickly picture to see what would happen. When I go into add to a project, it shows that I've joined, but I can't add it to the cities.
It should automatically add it. You wouldn't have to select it.
Yeah, see, when I take it, it's at the bottom, it says add to projects, because I have a couple other projects listed too. It won't let me select West Palm.
In past projects that we've done, I've never had to select the project. It just automatically adds it if it's within the parameters of the project. So I may be contacting iNaturalist to see what the issue is.
Angela here, I second that. I joined through the website, but when I open the app, it doesn't show me as joined. In fact, it shows there are 0 people following this project.
Oh, well, there are more than 0 people following the project.
I'm sure.
At least that I can see on my end. So, okay, I guess I will reach out to iNaturalist and see what's going on. But the email address that everyone has registered with today, we have record of that. So I'll send a follow-up email to you guys to let you know. But our project is active right now. So I hate that everyone's having issues with it. I see a question. Oh, what is the project name? So it is WPB. I'm typing it in the chat. The WPB City Nature Photo Challenge is the name. And can you put the app on your laptop? So yes, I believe you can put the app on your laptop. I didn't have specific instructions for that, but there are directions on how to load from your camera using a laptop, and those are going to be in the video tutorials. I know most people are probably going to be using a cell phone, so I didn't go into that, but they are there, and I will link that in the follow-up email that I send to everyone so that you can check that out. They have a lot of great resources on iNaturalist, so I didn't want to spend our whole 30 minutes going through all of them, but I just wanted to hit on some of the main ones. And again, I'm sorry, you guys, for all the issues. I'll have to reach out to them and just see if I can get an answer, and hopefully they can get back to me today. Because we want those observations to come in. And I know just sitting here right now, I see like lizards outside my door and iguanas, some butterflies. So there's a lot of great stuff out there.
Elaine, one other question, I'm sorry. Is it just unique sightings? Like if I see a roseate spoonbill at Green K today, and then I go back tomorrow and I see another one, should I only share it for today? Should I share it every day that I see one?
Share it every day. Every time you make that observation, definitely share it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
It keeps track of, the project will keep track of how many repeat species that we found. And also, it also keeps track of how many threatened and endangered species that we record as well. So that's a really cool feature of the iNaturalist projects too. And again, I'm really excited to participate next year in the actual City Nature Challenge. I hate that we didn't meet the deadline this year. They actually start planning, I think, a year in advance. So we're on the list for 2022, but I believe we'll be able to collect more data when we join that, the greater challenge as well. So just be on the lookout for that. And if there are any other questions, again, I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties here. We'll figure it out, and I'll send an email out to everybody.
I have a question, another question. If I'm not in the park and do I give the address, the location that I'm at, like that address as to where this viewing is, the sighting?
Yes. So I have taken some photos, and I think for whatever reason, my GPS was turned off at the time. And I knew that I had gone to Dreyer Park and I saw, a bird there that I'd taken a picture of. So it will give you the option to, I think it gives you a map where you can actually drop a pinpoint down and you can actually just select that park. It asks you to record the actual coordinates, but I don't believe it goes into that great of detail, or it doesn't require that great of detail from what I've seen.
So if it's in my backyard, I live on a canal and it's very active back here, to be just direct with you.
Yeah.
So I don't have to give my address.
No, I mean, so you can do obscured geoprivacy if you want. If you don't want to if you don't want it to record your exact location. But I don't know if people would, unless like all of your observations are in that area, maybe people could connect the dots and figure out that is where you live. But for me, I know I was like taking pictures all over, so it would be hard for, I think, someone to be able to tell where exactly I live. But if you are concerned about that, definitely set it to obscured, and they won't be able to see where exactly you live. I believe it just gives kind of an overview of where the location is, but it doesn't give an exact pinpoint.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And again, I know they say to record your coordinates, but I've never had to actually put in my exact coordinates. I always just choose a location. So I don't believe you have to go into that great of detail. And any other questions? Do we get any other questions in? I don't see anything else in the chat. Be on the lookout for that follow-up email. I'll see what I can find out for you guys. And we're really excited to have you all join us today. And it's really exciting seeing everything that everyone's contributing. So we're excited to get this started and get these kinks ironed out so we can start uploading your observations. And with that, have a great rest of your day. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Again, I'll be in touch with some more details. So be on the lookout for that email. Thank you all. Hope to see you next time.
Have a great day. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.